Well, hello, everybody. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. If I need to, I will crank this up. How the hell is everybody doing? Looks like I'm in the green, not in the red. Hopefully everybody is doing fine. Let's do a hello check. So first up, we're going to say a sup to Jim, number one in the chat. We're going to go through Nori TV. Hello, dude. How the hell are you? Nori says has new camera on the way and going to have to study cameras again. Paul Tommaso. I know I'm going to end up screwing up your last name. He says hello, Dave Noriangawa, Gunpla Fixation. Miss Tail Whip is in the chat as well. Hello. Tenko Wolf. Hello, everybody. Nori TV says hello to everyone, and Tenko says I'm new to the channel. Welcome. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, please. Let's see here. I also have to give a shout out to Mixon Lee, subscribed at the last live, and also Mr. Mars subscribed in the last live. So thank you to you guys. Ozzy D. Chappelle. Hello. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I'm just spreading the love, aka the herpes. Get a few more people up in this bitch. Guess I shouldn't say it like that, huh? But this would not be my channel if I was not inappropriate. Do. And and yes, I know when I started this, I had the camera on. I forgot to put it to the intro. That was my bad. Thank you, Tenko. I appreciate the subscription. Much appreciated. I have a link. Nori says I have a link to your channel in my video. Thank you very much. I have a link to all my favorite people. I'm kind of running out of space in there. I just posted links. So check out Nori TV. Also check out Leona's workshop. Definitely go over to Leona's last video, or find her on Twitter under Leona's workshop and show her some love. She's not doing real well. I don't know all the details, and I have not pried. I know that she's been in the hospital for the last couple days, and they've been poking and prodding her. I know that she's had some severe headaches and things like that, and they can't find out what's going on. So definitely go over and show her some love. Wish her to get well soon. I miss her so much. So our Resin queen is ill, and hopefully she returns to us soon. So also Nori TV links are in there. SD Hobby channel is in the links, and also Merritt Philbin's channel is in there. Definitely go over and show everyone some love. Let's see here. Paul, going to the doctor tomorrow, have a stent and stitches removed from surgery. Well, good stuff. I know I kind of been chatting with you in the thing. Paul ended up placing an order with Galactic Toys, which let's do that shill too while we're here. Thank you for the prayers, Tenko. That's much appreciated. Paul, I'm putting your stuff out there. Actually ordered placed an order with Galactic Toys to enter the contest, which there is a video coming for that. And like it showed up in record time. And I actually told Zach, the owner, like, your shipping guys need a raise, because I placed an order last week and it showed up today, and I just used our generic shipping, whatever was the cheapest. So yeah, their shipping team is on the ball. Everything was there, everything was packed well, and I'm just going to show you what came in the package too as we get started. Let's see here. Gunpla Fixation says miss the Resin queen. Yes. Let's see what wifey sauce. I'll tell you because So let me know. Sorry. Wifey sauce takes priority, especially since I'm going to be stuck with her all weekend. Which, speaking of, yeah, I had to go down. I had to flip laundry. We are going to Tahoe for the weekend. I think we're staying at Harvey's. I can't ever remember. It's whichever casino hotel that is in Tahoe that has Hell's Kitchen down below, because we're also having dinner there one night. Yeah, so good stuff with that. She set that all up, and yeah, so we're going to do that. We leave first thing Friday morning. If the office burns down while I'm gone, well, so be it. And then I get back in town on Monday, and I don't go back to work till Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably part of Monday, I'm going to be filming a bunch of stuff. Like, I have a bunch of the ships to do. I have a bunch of tools to do. Everything else. Not a whole lot's been going on. So I don't have a bunch of things. Let me get this out of my way. I can't see. Tinko Wolf, I build Gkmodel kids, then I donate them to CHKD, but because of this mess, it's been really hard to. Trust me, I'm going to give them a lot once it's safe to donate again. Yeah, I do donate. Paul says, be right back. Good evening, Merritt. Yeah, so I'm going to, I do a lot of donations to our Valley Children's Hospital. Of kits that either I pick up, like high grades, things like that, things like the Pikachu, for them to build, or sometimes a lot of the ones that I've built to do reviews on that I've picked up, I end up building and then donating so the kids can tear them up or do whatever that they want with them, because I mean, seriously, unless you are a hardcore collector, what are you going to do with like 8,000 kits? This is going to be cold. I don't care. I don't care enough to collect 8,000 kits. I enjoy building them. I've said this before. I am a builder. That's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing modifications, things like that. And then I pass them off to somebody else so that it just doesn't sit collecting dust forever. So yeah. Go make wifey sauce some tacos stat. Yeah, it's not taco night. She's been feeling kind of she hasn't been feeling under the weather, but so her shoulders have been absolutely killing her over the last week, and I think part of it is working from home, being at the computer like this for like pretty much 8 hours a day. It's really jacked with her shoulders and her neck, and I try and work on, but my hands end up cramping up. My back is all jacked up, so I try and help her out how I can. She ended up getting some medications today to help with the muscle relaxation, and that seems to be helping. She is feeling better. She just gets that choking feeling, like it just tenses up so bad. She literally feels like she's choking. So she hasn't been eating real well. So soft foods, things like that. Tenko says, I enjoy making kids happy with my kits. Good on you, man. Are you here in the States? Heating pad to ice pack. Yeah, I mean, she's been doing like the heating pad and ice packs and things like that. Remember, I work in neurosurgery, so I deal with spine all day. So, it's one of those things that, like, I want to be careful. She can't really go in and get massage and things like that. So, Dead to Death says, sup, Mr. Dead to Death. Mr. Dead to Death helped contribute to my delinquency today. So he is my kind of broker, purchasing some things. And so expect to see within the next week. I think I mentioned in the last live stream that I asked GK Hobby or Gkmodel shop to hold a dark Ryu or Ryu whatever it's called, the 1/6 scale, to hold a copy for me, which they did, which I paid for today, which should ship out within the next day or so and be here next week. The Hainu, the Yaolan Hainu, is on its way. I think it's in Los Angeles. It left Taiwan yesterday. I think it's in Los Angeles right now. There is a 40% chance it will be here tomorrow. If it is here tomorrow, I will do a live first peek for you guys on that, because I am super stoked. Otherwise, it will sit and wait until I get back on Monday, and then we will do the live or do unboxing and stuff on that first peek at that. So yeah, stay tuned. Dead says Dark Ryu from SF. Merritt says such a tease. Yeah, so I'm super stoked on the Dark Ryu. You guys can't see it. I moved some things around. I'm going to give you a video tour. So yeah, I am super stoked. Do you guys want to see what I have on the table? Oh, let me get my keyboard out here. I still haven't got the wireless keyboard. Don't judge me. Don't you judge me, Ricky Bobby. Let me get this out of the way. I've moved around lights. If you guys saw my my actual unboxing of the Zaku or of the ship, let me know your thoughts on the table setup. Max says Yaolan Hainu is very nice, and hello Max double X. I guess he's not triple X. He only double X. Well, at least he knows. Oh wait, no, never mind. He is triple X. Damn it. But let me know your thoughts of how that view is. I'm playing around because Dead to Death said that the light was kind of distracting. He didn't like the light shining on the table. I'm kind of stuck with that until I get my big softbox light back from the wife that's been using it. So yeah. Let's show down to the table. Ellen Ding says, oh, by the way, hello Ellen. I don't think I saw you in the chat earlier. Welcome back to the live. Yeah, Max, a pretty intricate conversion kit. I'm super stoked about that personally. Let's see here. Anthony from Singapore here. Oh, hey Anthony. How the hell are you doing? And Paul says, okay, back. Okay, so now that Paul is back, we can start the show. Yay. We just been waiting on Paul. He had to go pee, making us wait. Let's see here. Gotta get some addiction out of the way. I use a PS4 controller to pipe with. What the fuck? I think I'm past my 10-minute mark. I think I can cuss now. Still, what the hell? Just gave up watching baseball. Let's see here. What the hell? That's crazy. A PS4 controller to type with? Man, I can barely be able to type in my password for like Netflix and crap using the controller. Okay, so this package is not part. You can see here, there's the shield and what they consider weapons parts over there. We have feet. We have a leg. We have a leg. We have an arm. We have an arm. We have the waist, which there's a lot of parts for the waist. And then over here we have, let's get this over in the shop. There we go. We have the head and chest parts. And then I have to grab the actual kit off the shelf over there. But this ended up coming in. And this is my package from Galactic Toys. And let us see what's in here. Okay, let's get the bubble wrapping out of the way. I'm going to show this last. So I got some more of the David Union sandpaper. This is in 600 grit. I've got 400 already. This is in the 600 grit, so I can actually do my review on the pieces. So Zach, I have not forgotten you. Drop those down there. And I've been picking up a lot of MadWorks stuff from them. I haven't really messed with MadWorks that much, but I saw this and went, oh, I have to try it. Mostly, so I got this handle, and then I got one of the tips. And just looking at it, if it's as good as I think it might be, I might end up picking up the rest of the tips that are in here. I like this handle. Like here, I'll slide it out. I gotta be good. I can't tear it all up. You know what? I don't even know why I'm in such habit. Like, I have my phone like this because I'm used to, for so long, doing lives with using my phone to monitor the chat. But now I can just glance up and see it. Paul says, hey, when nature calls, you got to answer. So this is the, ooh, I like that. That's, wait, what the hell? It fell apart. It's supposed to. Why can't you get back together? What have I done? Oh, no. Oh. So I guess it tightens reverse. So here is why I actually ended up picking this up. Yes, I got it for that, but I may have, let me turn that off. I may have too much Scriber stuff. I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know. Oh, I need that for tonight. So I have these. How small does that go? I have a whole set of the GSI tips, and I can't figure out how the hell to get this one that came in it out. These are the Scribers, and I think that they're like like you can pull them out and everything, but I haven't been able to get this one out for years. Like, it came this way. But I have all these other tips, and I haven't been able to do anything. And yeah, no, I can't. It won't fit. Damn it. But that's okay. That's what I have this handle for. But I was hoping for a really convenient handle for those. So let's put everything back in its place. I got the 0.5 millimeter because that kind of seems like be a general good size. I got the 0.5 tip from MadWorks. So and I got the handle, which actually feels really good. I almost wish this was kind of rubberized down here, but if you get I'll just tell you right now, because I just confused myself with it. If you go to tighten it down, it's instead of lefty loosey righty tighty, it's righty loosey lefty tighty. It's reverse, so kind of odd on that. Okay, so we'll put that back in. We got the 0.5 millimeter line engraver. We'll put that up on the desk. I ended up getting 2 things of Scriber stuff because yeah, this really interested me. I saw it. It was something new that they ended up getting in. Let's see here. Dave, what's up with the Mega Man? It's sitting on the shelf. Gundam forgotten in the backlog abyss. It's in a bag, in a box, on the shelf back there. Rip Mega Man. It's going to go back to John. It's in the box to go back to John. So let me get a white paper towel, because nothing says contrast like a white paper towel. So this actually has 3 sheets, and it's airbrush stencils, but it is in a camouflage pattern. Come on. So I just thought that that was kind of cool to be able to do for basing and for shading techniques, things like that, just for model patterns. So there's actually 3 sheets that are in here. So that should be kind of interesting to use. I love the etching tools, or the metal foil etching tools. What else have we got? Let's see. Can't have too many, can we? No. Paul, only Scriber set I could afford was off of AliExpress. Hey, if it's what works for you. And Tinko says, my friend just started out with gunpla building. What kit do you recommend for a starter kit and tools for her? I think there's a link down below for a like a beginner set that I found on Amazon. It's like $14. It's got basic nippers. It's got some sanding sponges, things like that. I think that actually probably would be a good starter set. And then I just get her a high grade. You know what? Get her an SD kit. I would probably recommend, and this isn't to be biased or anything, you can say so, but get her like an SD kit. Get her a bear guy or something like that. Something with bigger parts to start off with, that's easy to trim off, to clean up, and things like that, and just work up from there. If you're here in the States, I don't know if Hobby Lobby still has the deal going on, but they had, where are we? They had these guys, and they were 40% off any of the box kits. I'm not saying because she's a girl it needs to be cute or so forth, but it needs to keep attention, and it's something cute that they can put on the shelf. So they have a whole bunch of the Pokemon kits. And I think they were like 40% off. 40% off was like $4.89 or something like that. Tenko says, I have 2 SDs, so judging here. Yeah, I mean, SD kits, I think for a first kit for someone, unless they find like a high grade, mech style that they really want, it's a great starter. It's something fun that they can do. Let's see, Merritt. Oh man, these have been on my radar. I haven't picked them up yet. Yeah, but camo stuff, that'd be great. Yeah, so I'll do some things on that. Yes, I did get the photo etch set for the Gundam Dynamis, and this is of course for the master grade. I've been eyeing these, and then they got them in, and I ordered a set. So yeah, this should be cool. Make it look a little bit better. A lot of people have been asking me if I'm going to get the resin detail set. I don't consider it's much like this. I'm not considering it a conversion because you're not converting it from one thing to another thing. Okay, so if your friend lives in Canada, there's also Barnes & Noble, and there's also a couple of hobby shops in Canada that ship in Canada, and I forgot what it was. Someone ended up mentioning Canadian Gunpla or something like that. So yeah, and if you're wondering what this is my edge scriber for sharpening edges. This I am super curious about. I'm not going to crack it open right now. I did end up getting a light just for this, and I also kind of scared myself because, like, yeah, I was like, oh, hey, this will be kind of cool. Like, let's see, do I still have any highlighter marks on my hands from work? A little bit right there. I ended up picking this up for, I think it was like $9 from Amazon, and it is a UV light. I don't know if I want to take that to the hotel with me because I may not want to see what's there. So this is a light curing putty, UV light. And I need to research this because I do not know. I don't know how like this light affects it as far as putting it in and filling your areas. Expiration date 2 years. It is in a metal Yeah, it's in a metal like foil package that is zip locked, which is completely sealed, and then it's in a metal tin. And then if you're storing it for any period of time, they do say to keep it in the fridge or freezer. I think a fridge. Keep it cool, keep it dark, of course. It says use a 3 to 5 watt 395 nanometer UV flashlight. Thickness 1 millimeter to 5 millimeter, requires 20 seconds to 5 minutes. UV light exposed. Curing time depends according to thickness. Maximum adhesion cooldown few seconds after curing. Skin allergy, avoid direct contact. Avoid contact with eyes and anything else. Keep in fridge for long-term preservation. So I'm kind of curious how this ends up working. I do have I have some of the Tamiya 2-part light curing putty, and it's okay. But I've heard that this is really good, and I love new little things like that. But I have to find out, like, does this work like the gel that they do for the nails? Does it stay pliable for a good period of time until you stick it under the UV lamp for a period of time? I don't know, but let's see here. MSMN Studio. Oh yeah, I forgot. Merritt's in Canada. So Merritt should have some good recommendations. First Gundam Kit. Legato Starwind. Welcome. First Gundam Kit I built was the Master Grade ARC 78-2 1.0, followed by no grade back when it came out. Angawa. Dress up kits are better than older kits, I think. Or on older kits, I think. You know what? Why do I even have Steam open? Close. Let's see here. Tenko says, sweet, thank you. You're awesome. A really big help. Hugs all around. Who makes this? It's ms2.studio is the website, or on Facebook. Facebook at ms2.studio. I don't see, that's the only thing I can see that is the actual brand name on here. But Zach said that he's heard really great things about this, so I'm looking forward to it, but I don't want to crack it open right now. But I am going to try that. I've heard Madworks is good UV, has good UV putty. Merritt, yeah, would love to know. Actually, would love a long working time until UV. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too. So I'm going to end up playing with it. I'll make a video on it. It was actually super cheap. I consider it super cheap. I think it was under $10, and it's a small amount, but it's 35 grams. It's a small amount, but for little things, like, it should be good. Okay, so where are we? We're actually getting into it. What? Yeah. Okay, so let's get this out here. All parts were accounted for, so that part's good. We got the head and the main body here. I still need to trim stuff off, so we're not losing anything there, other than I'm losing my freaking mind right now. Oh, you know what? Because I have to do a review on them anyway. Let's test these bitches out. Okay. And I just noticed something with this. You guys saw that I did like a live unboxing on this. Kind of funny how this is real similar to the Tamiya gold brands. Just saying. And don't they make normal staples in China? Like, I could staple a roof shingle with the staples that they use. Let's see here. I'm doing a ton of design work with blue tack. Would love the long working time. Okay, so oh, that, no, it's not real leather. It's pleather. It's pleather. So we're gonna play around with these. Flat edge, sharp edge. It's okay. Da, 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 da. Let's put that one, keep that one separate. Same thing. This one has more of a felt inside with the little pocket. I never end up using this, so these are going to miss tail whip once I do my review. So these feel more like these. If I hold them up, they're similar, a little bit different. But they are similar. They're really similar. Other than the layout's a little bit different. So we're going to end up doing some trimming. Well, at least on this resin, it cuts nice and clean. This pair. Has anyone here built a diorama here? I really need some help. Haven't done any. There's a lot of us that have. What kind of help do you need? Really? Suspected spam caller? Really? Go away. Man, I'm so tired of like every couple of hours I got a spam call to make sure that I was going to vote, because but it came from, it said something about a medical facility, and I couldn't answer it at the time, so I just let it go. And then I listened to the voicemail and, hi, we'd like to make sure that you have registered to vote. Da 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 da. Really? You're calling from a medical facility? You know, you're using a medical facility number or so forth for that? Like, really? This is one of my infamous Saburo files. It has 4 grits on here. I guess I could use this. Huh. Man, I have so many tools now, I don't know which ones to grab. This is the God Hand flat file that I ended up getting from Galactic Toys. Shell. Let's see here. Diodes comes in all shapes and sizes. Nippers don't really get very different. Yeah, you're right. Both of these are only single blade though. So the head should be pretty simple. It's only changing the faceplate and the top cap. So where's the top of the head? Here's the top of the head. There's the faceplate. Let's push this back here. That's already done. Yeah, that is pretty damn smooth. Okay, I'm gonna set those aside. I don't want to ruin them for tail whip. Let's see. Paul says, I really like my Display 2.0 nippers. There's a 3.0 out now. And I think Galactic is going to start carrying some of that brand stuff, if I remember correctly. Also, for those that are in the know, mostly like Ungawa, I ended up hearing today that Zach and them have been fighting to get the Anchorette or Anchor T paints in, because they're considered a class 3 hazardous, getting them, I don't know if it's through customs or just getting them over here. Most of you probably don't know that they're getting that in because they're not on the site yet, but yeah, cat's out of the bag, sort of. Okay, I need that one. Need that one. I need a new one of those. That one. I need that one. Let's see here. Making furniture for a front yard. It's from Final Fantasy VII. Okay, so what scale? What scale are you trying to do this furniture for your diorama? Because that's going to be an important factor. Less than 2 weeks left, and we're all going to be blasted with campaign ads. Yes. Things like a deck, fire pit. Alan says, isn't Display a brand that's big in Asia? It is, from my understanding. So it'll be nice to see that here. By the way, if you guys are concerned about how long I'm going to be here, if today's any indication of her regular days of going into work, I will be here until at least 10 o'clock my time. So 2 more hours. So other than maybe taking a break to go check the laundry. And yes, I'm going to have to end up rescribing, not fully, but I'm going to have to end up sharpening up that line. And what I like to do, even though everything seems like perfect, I like taking my buffing pad and just going over everything. It also takes, if I zoom in, I don't know if that's given light or not, but you can see it kind of, just even buffing it deposits a little bit in the lines, so I can see if there's any filled in, if there's any areas that I need to touch up on. So I like that, and I think I'm actually going to keep it about like that. Let's see here. 1/44th? Damn. Okay, so that's going to be small. I would actually recommend 1/44th. You're trying to make a deck and a fire pit in 1/44 scale. That's super small, dude. Something like that. Use toothpicks. Just use toothpicks and you know, carve them and shape them in the you know, shape and stuff that you want. That would probably be my recommendation if you're trying to do something like that small. So yes, I'm just kind of sharpening up some lines here. Everything actually looks really good. Okay, there's nothing on that X-Acto knife. Let's get a brand new one. So Death says, honestly, that isn't realistic to make. Like, I only know 2 modelers that can effectively model in that scale, and that's even, yeah, yeah, I can actually only think of like one, but John Dead to Death actually has more experience in seeing small stuff like that. Yeah, something that small is what is your, and I'm just saying this out of curiosity, what is your basis? Like, why are you going in that scale? Okay. Where are my headphones? I'm going to hop over into chat just in case anybody decides to pop in. Okay. So all my lines and everything actually look pretty damn good. Let's pop this one off. Got to wiggle, 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 wiggle. I was going to take the Scoot to Tahoe, but then they keep kind of changing it, but they keep saying that Saturday and Sunday, mostly on Sunday, that there's a 70% chance of snow up there.
Snow.
Yeah. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
I haven't seen snow in years.
Yeah, I haven't heard about you going snowboarding or anything over the last couple of years.
Yeah, just haven't been able to go. Used to be a family thing. We used to go every year, but things have been keeping coming up, and this is not a good year to gather either.
Yeah.
Crowded areas.
So the clear piece, that actually fits in really good, and just, I mean, unless the piece is malformed, it should. They pretty much just copied the original piece.
Yeah, I noticed that. Which, I mean, it's not a bad thing to do if you're just making modifications for a dress-up kit. It's a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, technically they're just recasting a piece that they already modified that was from the original plastic kit, which is standard. So. No surprises.
How are you doing anyway?
Doing all right.
Good.
How about you?
Good. How's your grandma doing?
She's been pretty chill.
Good.
I say that, but she's been better mentally.
Yeah.
Gonna have to check up on her again because she's been we had to completely clean our house. We need to call someone to come every week to clean because she's too old to clean by herself.
Yeah. And
she keeps on throwing food on the floor for the dog, and it's really bad for
the dog.
Well, it's not that. It's a sanitation issue.
Yeah.
The house was filthy because of it. We found like a maggot or two because of it on the floor. And my mom flipped the shit out. So we had to thoroughly clean the area. Could have been more pleasant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad. But we got it cleaned.
I'm glad she's doing good in general because I know there were some issues when all this started.
Yeah, I mean her health's up and down. You know.
Yeah.
Between multiple strokes and not being able to do like just even a basic walk around the market, which was like her it was her exercise basically, which has really hurt her quite a bit not being able to do that.
So Tenko, when you say it's about an inch big, are you saying like it's an inch like this or it's inch tall? Because if it's an inch tall, then that's bigger than 1/144 scale. That would be more of like a mini size.
Mm-hmm.
Something. If you could do something like this in this scale where it's, but that small, it's just, It's kind of, you wouldn't even be able to see it without a magnifying glass, much less detail it that well.
Yeah, key thing to keep in mind, if like a bench is like 3 feet, for example, it would be 200th of an inch. Is what the size you're working with.
Yeah.
Which is why I said it's not a realistic scale to work in. Like you're dealing with millimeters size stuff.
Yeah, and fractions of millimeters.
Yeah.
The only one and like I said, I know that you know a lot more intricate modelers, but the only one, what's his name, Akawa or something like that, the Japanese modeler that does the like the street art and stuff like that. Like I've seen some of his stuff. He makes like the miniature trash bags even, and the wire fences and stuff, but even that's not that small.
I mean, he has a friend that does true 144 scale stuff. And it takes him forever to just do one thing because he's anal about scale. Like I can't tell you how many times he's redone a window because it was like a fraction of a millimeter off.
Mm.
And the problem is because it's so small, like a fraction of a millimeter, it doesn't sound like a big difference, like a big deal in terms of scale, but it's really noticeable because everything's so small. It looks like it's shifted off like by like half a feet in real life.
Yeah.
So that's like the other issue is like scale becomes a huge problem.
All right, so the head is done. I'm pretty happy with that. It looks pretty good. What did they change? So they just really added some lines and stuff to the head. They didn't change a whole lot as far as the faceplate and the head. I do kind of like this color of resin. Like it's easy on the eyes.
The more oranges, salmon. Oh, it's almost salmony. Like it does sort of have like the orange color, but it's a little bit more salmon.
Yeah,
mixed in.
Kind of salmon peachy. All right, let's tear off the backpack. You over there. Yank off some arms. Yank off the arm.
Dave, Paul's saying, I would love to stick around and watch the build, but I need to be at the hospital early.
Yeah, go get your rest, dude, and go get checked up and get that stuff yanked out of you. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. About inch tall, sorry. So if you're trying to do it about inch tall, that's in scale with pretty much your normal miniatures. I would still probably use things like toothpicks, popsicle sticks, balsa wood, things like that you can trim down and modify, especially if you're trying to get if you're trying to do a deck that's wood, use wood, and then just stain it. And you can stain it with acrylics and things like that. I think that'd probably be your easiest and cheapest bet. Solomon. Let's see here. Tanko, my friend, she made the yard in game, and I'm trying to bring it to life outside of the game. Yeah, just do it if you're trying to make it in real life. Upping the scale sounds like a best bet. Yeah, I agree with that. You can do it about an inch tall, but I would stick to using popsicle sticks and toothpicks and things like that. Would make that way if you end up messing it up, it's like a piece that's didn't cost you anything like claw plate does. Hell, go to Starbucks, get a coffee, go over, put some sugar if they allow you to put sugar in, and just take a dozen or so stirring sticks. I'm not saying I've done it. I've done that. But yeah. Definitely scale it up, work on making it look nicer. Yeah, the bigger you go, then you can add things like grass, flowers, stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, if you go in a little bit bigger scale, you can actually go to most of your bigger hobby stores and actually get miniatures like furniture and stuff like that, little buckets. Gunplaw's Fixation says, Dave, did you ever get the Maniac Studio Double Zeta? Yes, I did. It's downstairs on the storage shelf. Yes, I did. I always give him shit over it. And I keep eyeing the box of the Master Grade Double Zeta to build it, and I'm like, no, don't build that, because then I'll never tear it apart to put the conversion on. Okay, so what all do we end up changing on here? We change these vents. We change this chest cover. And yes, this pretty much gives you no instructions on anything that ends up being pulled off, and I don't have the instructions for this kit. So I am just kind of going by memory and tearing it apart. But pretty much anything that's on the exterior seems to get replaced.
That's a safe bet with a dress-up kit.
Yeah. Well, sometimes they'll only do like certain panels, and part of that's irritating because the casting doesn't always line up on the edges.
Which is like, it's fair, right? If you think a piece doesn't need any more detailing, then there's no reason to go to the trouble of making another piece for it. Obviously, I think that's more of an issue for recasters when they have shrinkage.
Yeah.
I can't tell. I think it was the E2046 cast I got from Justin. Like, so many parts in the Goof 2.0 don't fit in the Goof 2.0 because of the shrinkage. It's actually really obnoxious.
Let's see here. I just saw your comment. Because it's fugly. The Fortune Meow looks way better.
It really doesn't add much to the kit. It's really just, here's some paneling scribes.
Which one? The
Maniac.
Yeah.
And then the one part they did decide to like actually go change significantly. The head, they screwed up all proportions and made it look worse.
Yeah.
The head actually looks awful. I saw the comparison pictures, and I was like, wait, you're actually showing that to advertise that you want people to buy this? Actually sort of embarrassing.
So someone asked if they listed what kind of resin that they use on there. Most companies don't list like the brand and type resin that they end up using, but it's just a urethane resin. It's light. It doesn't feel plasticky, but it's light like plastic. It seems to be pretty easy to work with, though. I haven't seen any cracks, which is super surprising. Let's see here.
Shit, English. I'm an idiot.
Ozzy says Starbucks stir sticks are great for 1/35th scale fence. Yeah, I think I think Ozzy has kind of like I was saying. I would stick to like a 1/35 scale, which is a lot of what like the military models are. If you stick to that, or is it military or HO models, like train models? Either way, like you can find so much, whether it be online, hobby shops, art supply stores. You can probably get everything that you need to build what you're wanting, and it look good. Okay, so I'm assuming that this piece pops out. Wait. Okay, so this is for the chest. That's for the chest. Where's my back? So pop that out. What kind of changes did we make? Not a whole lot of changes. Well, actually, they gave a couple more lines, but if I can get this to focus. So, here, we'll just force focus. Okay, so if you take a look at this, you can see like the details there, but then you look at this side and quit trying to focus on the other side. It's the same detail, but they've given some panel lines and sharpened it up a little bit. So it does look a little bit better, but they didn't do a whole lot. They crisped up. You can see all of these details. All they did was like scribe them out and make the details more crisp, and not so soft. So I wouldn't say that they've made any major changes that I've seen so far. It's just little nuances. So I think I said in the original video, could you do this yourself? Yes. But people like me are lazy. And then I'd never heard of, like, I'm not familiar with this studio. So far, I'm very happy with their casting. This is the only kit that I've had from them, so but the casting seems to be really good. I cannot.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about most resin kits, though, like especially dress-up kits. Like, could you do this? Technically, yes, if you have the skill set for it. But also, like, do you have the time and money and effort to put into making that, right?
Right. Well, that's like the who's the dude? He's a friend of ours on Facebook. Did the damn it, the GM. He put out a book. I have it somewhere on the modifications.
Ray? No, wait, GM. I mean, there's a lot of GM that's really big as shit.
Here, hold on. I can let me slide across the room. One of my his shield fell off. One of my most favorite kits in the world. This guy here. Like, if you could only have one kit and build it over and over and over again, it would be this kit. Like, I love this kit. And I just blanked out on its actual name. I know it's based off the GM though. But there's the modeler that did all the scribing and all of the claw plate and everything on this. And he went to GBWC, I think, with it.
You
know who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I remember the bill. I just can't remember who it was.
Yeah, like I see him pop up on my feed on Facebook every once in a while. So that, I know that took him a long time to do, and that was a lot of work. Like, and it paid off. Like, I have seen people attempt to recreate that and just not even come close to it. So he did a great job on that. I appreciate people that end up doing work on stuff like this and the small modifications. I appreciate seeing their work. Okay, so that fits in pretty much perfect. The only thing I would say is where the original plastic parts fit tight over the pegs, this does have a little bit of play. It fits perfectly fine. It's just the holes for the pegs, which I mean is perfect. If you're taking on and off the parts to paint them and put them back on, that makes it perfect. I don't think that was intentional. I think it has to do with the casting, but it actually works out perfect. All right, let's trim this one up. There's been almost no edge flash. Like the way they cast this, they put the edge of the mold right along the whole edge of the pieces. So whoever's doing their casting knows their stuff. You don't have a freaking mold line running right across the middle of the piece. Let's see here. Child of Mecca. Thank you.
Oh, right.
Just slims the legs when TM Bublek Studio, Child of Mecca. It was Child of Mecca that Justa was has the parachute. Tim did do a Justa when GBWC United States in 2019. It was red. That's not the one I'm thinking of. The one I'm thinking of is in the traditional colors, but it has all the claw plate. And I think Ozzy is right with blue black. Here, now you guys have me all curious. Let me see here.
Speaking of person that does good custom work, you remember Ed, Dave, from Mecha Lounge?
Yeah. Like Ed that we all grew up with?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
It's good seeing him post stuff again. Just doing his nice, real intricate work.
Oh, did he start posting again? Like, he vanished for like a long time.
Yeah, he started posting stuff again.
That's good.
He's been working on some new stuff lately. He's been posting on and off, I think. Yeah, because he fell off for quite a bit. Like he posted last in March, and he just started posting again this October. He always does really nice detail work.
Yeah.
Really, really nice, phenomenal little detail work.
I always liked his excitement. I remember some of his first videos of just basically getting stuff secondhand, and then customizing it and doing whatever, and just he enjoyed the hobby, and I think that's what really that I really liked about him. Where a lot of people,
I mean, here's the thing. I get people want to cheer for America, for US division, but there's other regions that don't even have access to GBWC, especially like in Europe. I know there's complaints about that. Like I know Canada, they're on and off from being able to get in through the US region, and it's a contest. Best winner wins. That's how it works.
Yeah.
You can't just hope that a region wins. Someone needs to put in good work. That's truly phenomenal for it to win.
I think what they got Australia in, but yeah, there's what Ireland isn't allowed to compete. I don't think Spain is allowed to compete unless they change that. But yeah, there's a lot of major countries that don't even have the option of entering.
Yes, you can have cloth on a kit for GBWC, but you're not allowed to have third-party kits, no resin kits, no 3D printing whatsoever. The transparency has been a question for a while, but the top winners have always been pretty clear. Like there hasn't been a case where, oh, someone from the lower 5 should have been in top 3. That's never been the case. it's usually been more of a contention among the top 3. But a lot of that comes down to taste, personally. And people also can't claim that it's like a Japanese bias, because there's plenty of times where Japan hasn't won. I think Malaysia and Thailand have won quite a few times, actually, from according to memory.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember where Toy Maker's from. I want to say, because I'm trying to remember where Kenny's from.
Isn't he in the Philippines?
I think he's in the Philippines. It's been a while.
Those guys are crazy.
And what was it? I'm just sad he doesn't make kits anymore. One person I haven't seen do work in a while is Vans. He fell off.
Yeah.
I know Sneaper's been trying to get I think Sneaper's trying to figure out what happened to him, because he hasn't been on since 2018, and his last post was deeply concerning, because he's talking about his battle with depression, and that was 2.5 years ago. So
yeah, I think that was about the last time I actually talked to him. I know he had some health issue things, so.
Because I know he has quite a few kids, so I'm hoping that he's been all right.
I want to say I saw something with
but he hasn't posted since.
Post that he commented on somebody's post. I would have swore I saw that earlier this year, and it was just out of the blue. It was just like some comment that I ended up seeing on someone's post, but I haven't seen anything from him himself. There's a lot of people that just kind of shelter up into their own mind, I guess you would end up putting it. And I can't say I'm any different. I go through that for like a month or so a year. Like, I don't post anything. You'll see me posting on Facebook and stuff, but I won't make videos and stuff just because I'm not in the mood to. But I've been getting better. I think the worst time for me was when I was quitting smoking and I was on the Chantix. That shit fucked me up for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even realize what was going on in my own head until I was just like, I don't care. I was literally coming home from work and just crashing out on the bed and staring at the ceiling. Like, I'd get up and go to work and start all over again. And then I realized I felt exactly like I did when I was a teenager, and I had seriously, like, after my girlfriend at the time had died, and I was seriously like contemplating just what's the point. And then it finally dawned on me. I put two and two together, and I quit that. I quit that shit. I talked to one of my coworkers, and she was like, "Okay, you need to stop." And most of those things will go away within. It has a half-life within 48 hours, and then it's finally all out of your system within 7 days. So, and then once it was out, I was perfectly fine. I was back to me.
Okay.
But that's why I did that video like several months ago. Like, that was.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was scary for you not to realize that is your state of mind and you don't care. It made me sad, like, and I know a lot of you guys probably don't want to end up hearing about it, but it was sad because it was before the wedding, and I was literally there like, I don't care if I get married, I don't care what ends up happening, and it made me
I remember that you got into a fight right before because of it too.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah, like, the wedding almost did not happen because I was being a depressed shithead, and I didn't care. I didn't care what ended up happening. So, and that's one of the things, like, let's see if I get dinged for this. Like, if you have issues, talk with someone. Talk with anyone.
Well, except for someone that is encouraging
Yes.
a bad cycle.
Yeah, but I mean,
Cut those people off.
Yeah, you should cut those people out of your life anyway. But, yeah, just talk with a friend, talk with coworkers, talk with anybody that you can to just work through it. You know, try and work through it. Can you always work through it? No, but having someone with an outside frame of mind it really helps. By the way, I just realized the pegs that they put on these pieces, like, come on, focus, damn you. I just noticed, I was like, oh, that's kind of odd. They literally trimmed the pegs at an angle, and then they cast it that way. Like, I think that's actually kind of awesome for some reason.
I wonder if that's an accident, though, because they definitely trimmed the pegs so they can easily assemble and reassemble the test fit.
Yeah. Oh, you mean the casting them that way?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they accidentally forgot to realize that. Oh.
Probably, but I still think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm glad they don't cut it completely diagonal, like all the way to the base, because a lot of people do that. Which is like, it's fine when you're doing stuff yourself, but it's not. That makes it so much harder to work with a resin kit because the parts get actually pretty loose. Also, though, people that don't cut their pegs and they complain about shit not fitting properly and not being able to remove seam lines easily, like, that's like the most basic thing you need to do is cutting your pegs at an angle.
Yeah, because it just
like
kind of
always do that like a Kodo kit. Always do that in a fucking Kodo kit.
Yeah.
It will save you every time.
It's literally like you're vacuum packing that peg into that hole.
Yeah, you'll never, once you get it in, it's not coming out otherwise.
So far, the fit's been really good. Okay, let's slide this on.
Here.
Let's take a look. Max says toy makers in Singapore. Tango Wolf, the characters that I'm going to be trying to make from Final Fantasy XIV. The characters are from Canada, Germany, Europe, and USA. They're my friends' characters. Desperation is not funny. That's why it's good to have family and friends to help you feel better. Gundam helped me out a lot. Barrett says angle pegs. Fuck the world.
For the win.
Yeah, for the win. Oh, is that for the win? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it's for the win.
Sorry.
You can say that too. I've never seen it interpreted that way, but I got a good laugh out of it.
I think I'm too used to seeing people like trying to be not get in trouble, posting stuff on like Facebook and FTW and fuck the world. But yeah, I guess for the win too. Yeah. So does this go? Cool. And how are things in Rona World down there for you?
Yeah, just locked in home as always. How about y'all?
Yeah, just same old crap.
Not much has changed.
No, I did end up hearing like people are. I mean, I kind of understand, and at the same time, so you have states like Florida that have, Disney World, Universal Studios World, whatever they call that place, but they're proposing keeping Disneyland and Universal Studios closed until at least August 2021.
Which is going to be painful for them because it's a huge source of income and they employ a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. Most of the, like, I know a few people that have kids that were working at the theme parks while going to school down there.
Yeah.
Of course, they all ended up losing their jobs.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that work there and they all lost their jobs.
So,
I mean, there's no point keeping them employed because there's no one working.
Yeah. Part of me thinks, I mean, okay, so literally like around the corner from my house, there's a pumpkin patch that has a Ferris wheel, the normal like upper scale pumpkin patch crap. And that place is packed daily. Like, it's like masks are optional. There's no sanitation. There's no anything. Kids running around like little heathens all over the place. I think that if they did some of it right, they could do some opening. Maybe not open fully. The good thing is though that they've had time for like these remodel projects that they've had in the works, that they were like, okay, well, we're going to have to do this at this time, then close this right at this time. They've had time to do those changes. So I think a lot of the theme parks are going to be different once they end up opening, because they're going to have had plenty of time for any remodels that they've wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing for the lockdown for LA was they've been able to get a lot of progress on all their construction projects they need to get done.
Yeah.
But it took them like 2 weeks to realize, hey, we're closed down for everything. This is actually a perfect time to do construction on all the streets and roads and stuff.
Was I supposed to put... I was supposed to put that in there. I was like, this is not an open cockpit hatch. See, and that's something that the instructions don't, like, they don't end up showing you, like, that you're supposed to use the door from the original one. On the resin piece. And I think that's why it's a Gunpla makes the comments he does getting onto my shit, because I do point out that stuff, but I don't end up posting the whole damn kit.
I mean, to be fair, it's modeling. Part of it is figuring out how to do it yourself.
Yeah.
That is part of the adventure.
So if you end up watching this back, you'll see on, let me turn on the light, on this piece here, the plastic piece that is on the original piece, you want to keep that, use that. The little cockpit door hatch, you need to use that. And then other than that, all of the original exterior pieces get replaced. And it actually looks like they raised up. They did add a bunch of detail for the collar though. So they added a lot more lines and stuff like that. So that made it look good. So there's the top half. That's the details. And this is going along fairly easily and quickly.
Oh, so they replaced the collar. Okay.
Yeah, I think they just kind of raised it up and gave it a lot more details.
Yeah, it looks like they just scribed a couple more lines.
The big Fresno Fair fires more than thirds of its full-time employees. I didn't even know it had full-time employees. In fact, I didn't even know that they had anything going on. They were okay, so they had what they were calling drive-through fair food, where you sat in your car, you could drive through, and basically they had food vendors, and they had stages, I guess, in between with like local bands and things like that playing. And for $50 extra, because you were paying for this, you could basically get like a fast pass. And I was talking to someone I know that works at the local supermarket that sells the tickets. He's like, I've sold one ticket. In 2 months, I've sold like one ticket to this. I'm like, no one wants to.
I can't figure out why that would be the case.
Yeah.
Real mystery.
Okay. So next we're gonna work on the waist.
I have to build this sucker later.
Oh, what are you working on?
Oh, I found a box with a bunch of kits I haven't finished. Probably because I don't want to do seam line removal on 8,000 pieces.
Yeah. You guess a Kodo kit?
Yeah. Something with way too many guns.
Okay. Legs over there. Okay, so here's the waist.
Ugh.
Okay, so I already know I'm going to need.
Do you have your focus for your camera set to auto, or do you?
Yeah, I have it set to auto. If I remember to, I can punch focus and keep it locked on the map.
Yeah, that's probably better because it goes out of focus every time you bring your hand up.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Found an old art book. Put that on the shelf.
Broke that cable.
There we go. Good night, Tenko. Have a good night.
Yeah, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.
I forgot this kit came with water slides. Like, everyone gives water slides for their kits, except for Bandai.
Yeah, except for Bandai. You can get them for a nominal fee. Oh, sometimes.
If you're lucky. Backwards. And once again reminded why I don't build tank kits.
Oh, you mean like military tank kits?
Yeah.
I enjoy doing like military kits every once in a while for the enjoyment of it. Fuck doing anything competing wise, especially where I live, because all the freaking I call them model rednecks come out and will criticize this piece of rust right here isn't the right century. Okay, I'm sorry.
You have one extra nut.
Yeah. What do you mean I have you been talking to my wife again? Damn it. Alright, so what do we got here?
I mean, if you buy the figure, it's already done. You don't have to put any new work. also means you don't have a finished figure for display until it's done, which, depending on your work speed and your quality of work, can be a long time.
Buy a figure, or get the resin cast.
But I mean, if you're not confident in the quality of your work and you care about having a nice display piece, it's probably better just buy the figure. But if you actually like working on stuff, then it might pay off to actually just build in and work on it yourself.
And remember, worst case scenario, you can always strip that crap later on and start over. Well, unless you
That is true.
Unless you paint it with Krylon, then you're fucked. Anyway, had to get my little jab in there.
Oh, there it is.
I've already, like, I think Jim made a comment of, I better be lighting that Ryu, and I think there was a couple other people like, you better be lighting that. Yeah, that's the only reason that I had, well, it's not the only reason I had interest in it. Now, my issue that I've taken, and I think you mentioned it in the chat, or in our private chat, was, the only thing that makes that not accurate for being a Dark Ryu is because the Dark Ryu had the cavity in the chest, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it depends what iteration. There's so many fucking different iterations of that guy. It's hard to keep track of that shit.
Jim wanted me to do a clean version. I think it was Jim wanted me to do a regular version. I don't know. I really like the dark version though, because it would go good next to my damn it, I just blinked out on the one figure that I have that's all LED'd up and everything.
Well, you try to light up a lot of shit, so
yeah. Damn it. I'll get it.
Okay, the only reason it's tilting back is because of the weight. That is good to know.
Akuma. I don't know why I couldn't fucking remember Akuma.
Didn't you have a statue of him for quite some time?
Yeah, I still do. He's sitting on my desk. He's the one that's all lit up. Soto Toys. I don't even know if Soto Toys is still around, but it took them 4 tries to get me one that was perfect. They only made 250 or 500. I forgot how many that they ended up making, but at least half of them were all damaged. So I made them keep sending me. Finally, they just started opening them at the warehouse, and it wasn't free. I paid for it.
Shipping every time?
Yeah. Oh well, no. I made them pay for the. They only paid for the shipping return. I smashed one. They had me send one back because they thought they could send it back and have it fixed. And then
I remember that.
And then yeah. That still
We
makes
can fix it.
You have at it. Just send me a good one.
So you remember that you can't really fix clear resin.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this a fucking paint guide in this manual? Yeah, it's a paint guide for this whole fucking manual.
So I think we have to trim that up. And trim that one up.
maybe next time you might want to raise the camera a little bit higher up so people can see clearly what you're working with in your hand, Dave.
What, like that? Yeah, I just had this super zoomed in, so it should stay in focus better like that too.
The quality of the paint job for figures is entirely dependent on the company. That's why people care about brand names for figures, because it actually matters.
Sideshow has some great sculpts. Not so much production painting. Sometimes they do.
I mean, figure
Disney
painting is typically a lot better quality, especially if you buy for someone reliable. It's the reason why Ultra Aniplex stuff go for a shit ton of fucking money. Like, one of the figures I was looking for shot up to like $500. And it was originally like $200 after like 3 months. And typically bigger pieces quality tends to drop unless it's a big company like Freeing or whatever compared to some of the other ones.
But
that's why the first thing to check is the company name, who's manufacturing it, because if it's a name you don't recognize, doesn't pay off the pre-order usually.
There was I found this guy's channel by accident, and the video that caused me to find him was he had sold a big ass One Piece, like he's a huge like One Piece statue collector. I did not know they made some of these things.
Yeah, they're worth a lot of money.
Fucking the person filed, I think, a complaint. I think he finally got his money back or something like that, but the person claimed that it didn't arrive, and then it did. He mailed back the kit to this guy, and he did the mistake of not knowing the person and accepting friends and family.
Stupid. Really stupid.
The guy mailed the kit back to him smashed, and it was like, even I was heartbroken. I don't even know anything about these kits or statues, and like, it was a huge piece, and well done. Like, I was kind of heartbroken.
People are scummy like that. I mean, that's why I don't care for statue collecting.
Yeah.
Selling and buying is such a risk. Quick thing, Dave, Vernon wants to know, what primer do you usually use for your first base?
For my first base, I usually use for resin, I use Mr. Surfacer. Usually like 1000. That's usually my favorite. If I'm in a pinch, I'll use Tamiya, like Rattle Can, just because it has a nice spray. But usually Mr. Surfacer, either Rattle Can or by Airbrush.
If you're working with resin, it doesn't hurt to go a thin light coat of like 500 as your first coat, because resin is really porous. You definitely don't want to use 1500 on the first coat because it's too fine, and you're going to waste a shit ton of primer on just the resin, just drinking it up through the pores. So 1000 to 500 is typically good start. But if it's ultra fine on details, you may not want to use 500, but you may have to do more passes of 1000 as a result. But definitely not 1500.
And one thing to keep in mind too, at least that I found, is having a nice smooth surface is good, but sometimes it can fight against you having too smooth of a surface, because your other coats will kind of beat up on it if you're too heavy-handed, and then run, and then it's all bad.
Yeah, too smooth. Like, you don't want to buff some people do this, which is crazy, and they're surprised they get results like this. Is you don't buffer the primer. You sand primer to get rid of imperfections, but you never like buffer it, try to ultra perfection, because
Your paint will slide off.
yeah, the whole point of primer is for something is for your paint to bite into. So if you make the surface too smooth, it's gonna work against you.
Speaking of fighting against me, I'm trying to figure out why this is fighting against me, or where it's fighting against me.
Did it warp a little inside?
I don't know. There was a blab in there, and I think I got rid of it, but I may have to hit it with hairdryer. Just
James Banzi says, "What's up, bro?"
hey, what's going on? Yeah. Okay, so for now, we'll just leave that like that. It's on there pretty good. And this.
Vernon's asking whether Mr. Primer Surfacer or Mr. Surfacer will do, right?
Yeah, either one. I have both. I really haven't noticed. I think they're the same thing. I think it's just how they're worded. I could be wrong on that, but I think
they're
the same.
different, but most people won't notice the difference really, unless you're doing like really nice like higher end modeling. If you're a casual builder, it really doesn't make much of a difference at all.
Where in my organization skills did I put my glue?
Honestly, your question is not showing up in chat, so I don't. Oh, Ricky Anne, the reason why we didn't respond to it personally is because no update on it. His question was, "What's your update of your Asuka build?"
Oh, I didn't even see that. Any update on the Asuka build? No, she's sitting in the box, and I'm waiting to get my paint table all set up behind me to throw some primer on her. She's pretty much ready for primer. I've just got her in a Tupperware bin on the shelf. I am trying to determine whether I want to stick with the Artie Station spray booth, or if I want to make a bigger spray booth, or just buy a spray booth. I've been kind of eyeing that one. I think I mentioned this last live. That one like Matt had. But I don't know. It's definitely big enough. So yeah, as far as Asuka, I'm just waiting to set up my paint station. I mean, I just spent like a week and a half completely remodeling my hobby room. And when I say remodeling, I literally tore everything out of it. Played Tetris with everything. Thanks. Let's see. Can you separate that later since you glued it? I just did a drop, like a little drop in there, so I can. I don't know that I really need to, maybe to get some primer down in the section, but yes, I can just on this bottom section probably use something like this and just pop it out. That's why a lot of times I'll just spot glue something. right now I'm just trying to level this out so I can. See, if I'd set up my handy dandy sander, I could probably do this lickety split, but I have not done that yet. I'm still trying to set up little things. Get stuff filmed.
Did you answer Max's question, Dave?
Yeah,
I wasn't here for that.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
This is the spray booth I have. Great piece of hardware. Oh, the Posh. I'm too afraid to glue them like that for fear of not being able. If you just do just like a minuscule drop, like
just dab it.
Yeah, you can do it. Just don't slather it on.
Yeah. So like if you're really afraid, like just get apply some glue to the end of a toothpick, and just lightly put like a small little dot from the end of the toothpick on, and it will be enough to hold a piece in, and it won't be super strong. And if you're still too afraid of gluing pieces even that way, you can just even use something as simple as like Elmer's glue instead, which will break apart easy and won't fight you. Granted, cleaning it up afterwards may be a bit more work.
And here's a super secret. If you've used any kind of super glue on a piece, and you want
freeze,
epoxy too, I think. Just freeze it in the freezer, like leave it in there for a couple hours, and it freezes the super glue, and you can literally pop it apart. And then also another case that you can end up doing is soaking it in either purple power. Simple green will work too. It just takes longer. You can soak the pieces in that, and it turns the glue into jelly, basically. That came in super handy with some Warhammer crap or Forge World crap that I ended up purchasing that was all ugly. I left it in the purple power for like a day or two, and that shit just fell apart. My favorite glue right now, I did pick up some of this just because it's more liquidy for certain circumstances. Let me change this. I want a little more yellow there. So I do have some of just a regular CA glue, but this Gorilla Glue, the super glue gel, man, I have fallen in love with this stuff. It holds super fast, super well. It stays in place. Okay, off the table. Let's see here. I use Elmer's. Yeah, I clean it using the ultrasonic cleaner. Well, purple power is not available here. Oh yeah. Actually, if you don't have purple power, you can use any brake cleaner fluid. That's basically what purple power is. It's a degreaser brake cleaner.
But as always, you should always test chemicals on a spare piece of runner or nub to see how it reacts.
And make sure the chemicals that you're sticking the kit into is a cleaner and not a lacquer thinner, so that you don't melt half of a Sinanju like that scene from the fucking Terminator when he's all yeah. Yes, I did that to a Sinanju.
This I remember.
Not one of my most proud moments. It was funny though.
That's rough as shit. I honestly have no idea that resin sheets even existed because resin's brittle, which makes it sound counterintuitive.
Wait, you want to know where I can buy resin sheets?
I think you may be thinking of plot plate.
Yeah, I think you're thinking plot plate.
Because resin's brittle. If you apply even a little bit of force, it'll shatter or break.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, the only thing I can think of is the plastic plate, the plot plate, styrene plate.
Evergreen.
Yeah. There's a couple other. There's Plastruck makes styrene plating and stuff. Oh, but as far as what Merritt said, yeah, I've looked at that one. I have the fan and everything. I think I'm going to need more space. Like if I'm going to turn that whole desk over there into a paint station, I might as well just turn the whole damn thing into a paint booth.
Yeah, they made a plastic kit. I'm not sure if they're gonna last long, because last time someone did a copy of the Anchorette as a kit or as a toy, they went out of business not too long after. George Jackson said, "Hello, Dave. How goes it?"
Hey, George, how are you? Damn, I haven't seen you in a long time. Well, at least not on here. I see you on Facebook all the time. Let's see here. Steps get maybe it's plot plate, just the color of resin. Yeah, they make it in all kinds of color, like literally every color under the rainbow. It's mostly for train builders and stuff like that, military modelers. Honestly, I don't think I'd want a plastic version of the Amazing Exia. I just see that as a disaster waiting to happen.
Also questionable quality.
Yeah. Merit adding supports to my print. Wish me luck tonight. Master Sword print. Oh, nice. Good luck. Good luck. Also, first time of firing up the. Oh, is that the new printer that you got? I'm afraid to get a resin printer. I'll spend so much money on Thingiverse and shit just downloading freaking 3D files.
Then realize you can only print one thing a day.
Yeah, if that. Someone.
What do you mean I can only print one thing a day? I just bought 400. I just bought 400 designs.
Yeah. Someone did a 3D print of a. Though I'm not sure why they did it in this scale, because there's already a resin version of it, but of the Cassatria, 1/72 scale Cassatria.
Well, the only one that's in 1/76 scale is the G System one, which isn't great.
So I guess if you did it right, that would be fine, but you'd have to. I could see that in big chunks.
Most of the Thingiverse stuff are pretty low quality from the stuff I've checked out. Like, any of the nice 3D models, like they're all Patreon or you have to buy the actual.
Yeah.
not through like the Thingiverse shop or like Thing Factory and stuff like that, but actual from the person themselves, which is fair because
Yeah.
they don't get much from the cut from when you upload shit like that.
So I can already tell you that these panels for this. Oop. You guys did not just see me break that. Nope. No, you did not. But I did. I put a little too much pressure right where there's they put up scribed a pin line on the inside and bloop, because I was trying to see how flexible it was because it's all warped. But that's okay. That's why we have glue.
Conversion kit for the Mark III from Utopia Cast.
What should you work?
Mark.
Huh? I'm saying what?
Oh,
he's working on that.
The only conversion kit I know for the Mark III is the one that transforms it into the full armor version. And every time I see that, I just think of that one company that scammed people out of money in Thailand, and everyone thought that they were legit.
Yeah, I keep wanting to say Mechanicore, but it's not Mechanicore.
No.
Man, they acted like they were so mad at me for a while when I went after them, and then they just up and disappeared. They easily walked away with a couple $100,000 from people.
Yeah, I know.
Was so sad.
It's sad, but people are also stupid enough to ignore every single red flag there was in that situation.
So, my thing was, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. EX Machina.
Yeah. So my thing wasn't so much that, okay, people got scammed on their first kit. Okay, I understand on that. But while people were screaming about that they were getting no updates and nothing on that one, they were pumping out advertisements for kit 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, and taking pre-orders on those, and people were pre-ordering those too. You can already see people are not getting their original kits, and they kept adding, oh, if you wait a little bit longer, we're going to add this, and we're going to add that. No, they're going to add taking your fucking money is what they're going to add. And there's not a damn thing, at least internationally, that you can do about it. Because they waited so long, you couldn't file with your credit card companies or PayPal.
I mean, you can get a refund now with PayPal, especially if it's I mean, that's like one of the reasons why they gave you like a 6-month window now for instead of like 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that doesn't matter. That's a mold line there.
Let's see. Hey, Dr. Hasoon. Which, speaking of, he just ended up getting a kit. Let me rat his ass out. I've been ratting out everybody else. He ended up getting. Oh shit! He sent me a picture of the 1/3 scale J&D Studios Wonder Woman. Oh man, that looks so good. The Gal Gadot.
The one that uses silicone.
Yeah.
For the skin. Yeah, that's really nice.
So he got 1/72 RAS 30 Rodems. Blue limited version. This looks like a big ass kit too. I haven't even heard of this, but
yeah, it's about to sell out soon. It's been selling for at least a month, I think. Their design of kits is very similar to Mechanicore. A lot of people thought that they were the same. They were affiliated, but Mechanicore apparently says they're not.
Peter Mark San Gregorio, if you're in the chat, thank you for the subscription. Much appreciated. Yes, I most of the time I end up seeing when you guys end up, as long as Streamlabs is working correctly, I end up seeing when you guys subscribe during streams or do anything else. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know where all you freaks are coming from, but thank you. I love you all. Because we're all a little crazy. Dr. Hudson says get one. Let's see here. Steph's Kit, Snap, Crackle, Pop. Resin Krispies. Max says there are 2 conversion kits for the Mark III. One makes the FA and the other makes it look like the EX Machina kit. For the FA, there are 2 companies who made them. George says mine is the FA version. And let's see, what else have we got? Dr. Hassoun says, I hate thin resin parts. I do too when I break them. Utopia Coast made one that looks like the Ex Machina kit in 1/100. Dr. said, looks really good. Get one. I feel they're the same, even their manual is so similar. Well, maybe they just, it's not like they're going to get sued for frickin' copying crap that was never actually produced. Maybe someone actually did decide, hey, since these shitheads put their plans out there, we're going to make a... The downside is everybody that got burned from the original company will be really skeptical, but...
I actually remember who did the original, who did the full armor conversion. It was Stickler Studio. That's who they were.
Oh, okay.
They did the full armor. Which also includes the dress-up version for the Mark III as well.
Did I have stoppers too? I don't think so.
EX Machina never made a kit. They were just a scam company, taking people's pre-orders and running away with it.
Yeah.
Legato wants you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how's the Jisun Kshatriya because he got his hands on one.
How would I rate it? For which one? The 172. So it's not a horrible kit. The frame itself is shit.
You can't avoid talking about that frame.
You can't pose the frame or anything. It has to be in that standard like stock superpose. I would secure and probably epoxy all of the joints on that frame. You are going to have to run rods into the shoulder pieces to hold up those in the binders to hold up those funnels. In general, for what it is, it's a good kit. It's a good looking kit, but it needs a lot of love and security.
And prep.
Yeah.
A lot of surfacing.
Yeah, depending on which, like what kind of casting you ended up getting, yeah, there's a lot of prep needed. Especially on the binders, because they're so big and everything, there's a rough texture over the whole thing. So you're going to be sanding for a while, dude. Sorry. But, I mean, once you're all done, it's a great piece. The lighting is fun once it's all done.
George says he'll send you pictures when he's done with it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Someone posted up. It was Samuel Decal. That's who it was posting up. At some point, there was going to be. Was it a 160 scale Kshatriya or something, or bigger? It was bigger. But it looked like it was done out of vinyl, like the way they used to do the old school vinyl kits, where they were hollow. So it only weighed 4 kilos, something like that, which is still significant, but it was like a 148 scale or something like that.
Yeah, I don't trust anything vinyl that size.
No,
especially if shit that big, like the binders. It's immediate red flag.
but
Like,
if they were rotocast in that way and they were hollow, once you got them into shape, you could fill them with the expanding foam.
yeah.
To make them solid. That's what we used to do with the old like Horizon vinyl kits and stuff. Because otherwise, after time, they'd just start to sag, especially if they got any heat. But yeah, vinyls. Staff's kits. Oh yeah, I remember the 172.
So much sanding.
You got to sand. I put those on the wrong side. Yep. Long skirts go in the back. That's why we didn't glue it.
Doctor Who Hasoon is asking, wouldn't expanding foam crack it? No, it wouldn't.
No, but you do want to make sure, and it can create a nightmare. You definitely, with wherever your hole is, you want to fill it over time. Spray it in, let it expand. Spray it in, let it expand. You want to make sure and around where you're spraying it in to mask that area really well with like painter's tape or something, because it's a pain in the butt to get off of anything that it ends up touching. And you want to build like a funnel coming out of it, so that it works almost like when you're casting a resin piece or something like that. It'll have a little plug that comes up once it's all cured. You can just slice it right off, and that's it. And it's nice and solid, but it's still light, and that's the important part. It keeps the lightness, but it gives it some solid texture.
Some support, interior support.
Yeah. Because otherwise, if someone builds it just like that, the first time it hits over like 70 degrees, that whole thing's going to sag. Like, it's going to sag. Yeah, it's going to collapse, sag like someone that just had a stroke. Do you know that's one of the weirdest things I've ever in all of the stuff medical I've ever seen? Well, not really. I don't know if Bell's palsy is considered a stroke. I think it is. But we had a patient one time that was in the office, and she was talking to us, and then all of a sudden, it like one side of her face looked like it was fucking melting off. It just went all slack, and everything around her eye sagged. Everything else. It literally took like a minute for my brain to process what the hell just happened. It's so weird. She finally got, like, they have exercises and stuff that people can do for recovery from that. Some people do, some people don't fully. She did recover. She can't like, she can smile, but that one side of her face still stays slack, but it's not as bad as it was. And it's my understanding there's like there's no telltale signs that that's going to happen. There's no prevention, it's something neurological that ends up happening that causes all of the muscles in the face just like you just got hit in the head with freaking Novocaine. It just to go slack. Alright, be good. Don't.
Sorry to hear that stuff, Skit.
Let's see. My best friend's dad just recently passed from a stroke. Yeah, sorry. That's always rough. One of my coworkers, her dad just passed, and it was sad. He was 92. He was still ornery. How do I put this? He was old school Hispanic, so he still, like, his shirts were ironed every day. He still, even though he was 92, he still, even though he couldn't work, he still wanted, there was stuff that needed to be done that he could do. He refused to give up his driver's license. And then things a couple of weeks ago took a turn. He went in because he was having, like, pain in his stomach area, and they ended up finding out somehow he was getting air from his lung into his gut.
That's not good.
And then they had to put a tube in his chest, and then everything just went downhill from there. But the last I ended up hearing, like, he told his daughter, my coworker, to not be sad for me. I'm going to go see your mom. I'm ready. But he was still smiling and everything. They had him in hospice at the house, and then he finally passed away over this last weekend. So she's dealing with that. I think it's easier on the family when I mean, it's always hard with a, how do I end up putting this? Because I can't relate, because I haven't gone through it myself. Like, I don't have that emotional attachment, but Heidi has, and both her parents have passed away. I think it's easier when they know what's happening, and, like, they can talk to you, and they, you know, it's going to be okay. I'm ready, instead of it just being a surprise and it accidentally happening. I think it's also mentally easier when, like, they pass in their sleep, or you pass in your sleep, versus something horrible like an accident. So anyway, I've known there's been a lot of people this last year that have had a loved one or so forth end up passing away, and not even COVID related, just in general. So yeah, I'm sorry about your friend passing. That always ends up sucking. Yes, I know pieces are falling off. Well aware. I don't want to spot glue them, because I'm afraid if I spot glue these panels, and they're gonna break when I take them off. Get back on there, you silly goose. Let's see here. He was super healthy. It was so sudden. Yeah, this year does suck. I think everybody's like, can we just fast forward? Okay. So what do we got next? These little canister things. I don't know what. Oh, they're the grenades. So I appreciate each and every one of you hanging out with me tonight. Hopefully you've been enjoying the stream. I think this is probably one of my longer ones. I think we've been going, what, 2.5 hours now? We've got the head, the chest, and the waist is almost done. makes it a lot easier to do this when like the casting isn't all wonky and jacked up and everything. This probably has to be one of my easier ones that I've worked on stream, because I haven't had to do like any real major modifications. Haven't had to go, oh well look, that line's all filled in, I have to rescribe that. I haven't had that issue yet, knock on wood. I also just realized I haven't had a single hole that was jacked up and filled with resin, which is super rare. Wait, what did this piece go to? Oh, this piece went there. Okay, let's do this. Da -da -da -da. Show you guys what that looks like. So looks pretty good. That part is definitely more detailed than the original stock part that was on there, because that's what the stock crotch piece looked like.
Nice.
And the black bottles look, huh? What is the soap called you have in the black bottle? Looks like a gas can. Huh? Oh, I think I know what she's talking about. Oh, what is this? Check. I know what she's talking about. Okay. Don't care about anything Governor Newsom has to say. I don't even know why I follow him on. I don't even know. Do I? I guess I do follow him on Twitter. That's the only way I can get notifications from him. I'm like, I don't even remember following his stupid ass. Adam, that's just how I'm going to refer to him, that came to the wedding, my boss, John.
Yeah, what's up?
You remember Adam came to the wedding? That's just how I'm going to refer to him. I'm not going to refer to him as his title. His daughter is going to Michigan State, and evidently today they got notice that they are on lockdown and restricted to their dorms because they are having a severe outbreak.
Color me shocked. Surprise Pikachu face.
Right. What? Pika Pika. Yeah. So I was talking to him about that. I'm like, I know you mentioned it and I mentioned it. If we'd just done and not listened to the people being the public, and did the what other countries have done, I think if Dr. Hasoon is still here, I think you guys are still in restriction. But and done the 14-day lockdown for the whole fucking country, that this would not be in the same situation. Now, granted, other countries are having new outbreaks and stuff, but it toned down, and it's not nearly what it was. It's not nearly what we had. But people refuse to be confined to their home and everything else. I do have to say that was for the first couple weeks. Yes, I had to work. I had to be out and go out in it. But that was the first time I can remember in my life, especially here in California, that the sky was it was the bluest I'd ever freaking seen it. No planes, very few very few cars out. People were walking with their dogs, but everyone was panicking about, the biggest panic was toilet paper. I sadly kind of enjoyed that a little bit, the piece of it, other than the fact of having to go to work every day, which wasn't horrible. I'm bitching about that. People are like, well, I lost my job, and I'm sorry for that. I shouldn't be bitching that I had a job and I ended up having to work through it all. But at the same time, I was seeing all the people that were collecting the extra $600 a week or whatever it was on unemployment, and I was seeing new flat screen TV boxes and old TVs that weren't really that old out by the dumpster because everyone thought it was a payday, and now everybody's crying because they don't have any freaking money. Maybe if you'd planned a little bit better.
Or money management.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that's a small fraction of actual people like spending their money. Most people were focusing on trying to get meals every single day. So.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm not saying that was everybody. I'm just saying there were people that were doing that, and I think people thought that this was like going to be a short-term thing, and yeah, not so much so.
Yeah, traffic's back to normal in LA somehow. I have no idea what changed, but it's suddenly back to normal.
Yeah, I swear, like every day I end up seeing that you guys have. Don't ask me why I started following a couple of channels that just kind of, if the police chase was picked up by the TV station, they kind of broadcast it. And so yeah, every day I see you guys have like, it's like nothing ever changed. There's freaking police chases.
Gotta do something to keep everyone entertained.
I can believe I watched one yesterday. Like, evidently someone stole something electronic from Home Depot, and somehow, I have no clue how this ended up happening, during an hour-and-a-half chase, he managed to stop 3 times at a gas station and at least twice managed to get some gas. I was like, how the hell does this even happen? Like, he was literally only at the gas station for like a minute or two, but he managed to get enough. I'm like, what the hell?
Tax money's being used well.
Well, now the smart thing was that the police did, because it went from like LA proper, I think, all the way down to 110 and stuff like that. But the police did have get orders to basically like keep distance so that he didn't get all freaking crazy and start mowing over people on the roads and stuff.
Yeah.
They were just like,
You would
okay,
think that they would keep that in mind when shooting at suspects inside the grocery store when it's full of people, but
you would think. Wait, when did that happen?
a few years back,
Oh, yeah.
happened in LA.
Not
It got the
so-
attorney's office really mad because they're like, even the criminal knew that you shouldn't shoot at fucking people inside. That's why he ran inside the store.
And here's my here's my thought on that. So I have much respect for police officers and stuff, and I understand that like their job is super stressful. And yes, there are mistakes that end up getting made, but man, it's like they can't catch a break. Like you have 200 officers that do everything right. You have one that does something wrong, but that's the one that everybody ends up.
Well, here's the issue most people have. If it's a random officer do something bad, you punish him.
Right.
They don't get punished. And that's precisely what makes people angry. If the officer got punished, it'd be all said and done. People go back to normal. Officer doesn't get punished because police union backs the person, so people rightfully assume they're all in it onto it together, which more often than not is the case.
Yeah. Well,
and it's
it's like here 2 years ago or so forth, you had the head of the narcotics department for here in Fresno got busted for fucking selling meth.
Yeah.
And not only that, but there were other officers that he was indicted with for distributing. So they were literally busting people, taking said people's drugs, stashing
Busting
it,
competition.
yeah, and then selling said confiscated things. And it's like, what the hell?
But we're told to trust, right?
Hmm.
Trust, blindly trust. Like, don't get like. Here's the thing. Trust is earned.
Yeah.
When you show behavior that shows I can trust you, you're trusted. Currently, track record isn't great.
Okay. So
Like that. This some shit I see in the news about police still baffles me. Policeman gets caught shoving old man downstairs on purpose and not offering help. When people complain about that, the police department says, we're not going to do anything. We're not going to do our police jobs.
Is that one from like the protest so forth, the old man that stumbled forward or whatever, and they shoved him?
And then they shoved him afterwards. Yeah.
I didn't like.
And it's like,
I did not like the. So one of the officers, like I saw that video, one of the officers leaned down to help him up, and one of the other officers grabbed him and pulled him back up and told him to keep moving. I'm like,
but it's like if your whole department decides to not come together decides to say we're not gonna do our jobs because y'all got mad about this one guy really fucking up, that doesn't give anyone a good impression of you. Like had they just simply called out the bad officer, that whole situation could have been rectified. You just prosecute the officer, charge him for being a piece of shit, and everyone moves on. Didn't happen, and now they're angry that people were angry with them. It's like, you're actually stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And so it's like there are two aspects of it. It's not always black and white, but yeah, it's people need to wonder. Gavin Pritchard said, "Finally managed to catch you live, Dave."
Hey, what's going on, Gavin? Let's see here. Let's catch up. This is shop for 2 years now. I think I'm. Wait, which kit? They stole the design. Da 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 da. Been in the shop. Lock kiss recast. Blah blah blah. Catching up. 51 kids have been called out for lying about that before. Damn, that's lame. No traffic. Alan says no traffic on the 405, and the 5 was not nice while it lasted. The speed racer took one for the team. Agawa checked in, and I'm out. Later, guys. Bye, Agawa. Yeah, and then Gavin said, managed to catch you live. Well, welcome. And I'll probably be winding down here shortly because Heidi should be texting me to start dinner.
If you want resin kits, Dave, Lee's gonna clear out soon.
What, is he trying to make space or is he over it?
He's making space.
Oh, more space for more resin.
More resin minis, to be precise.
He must have a hell of a collection by now.
Yeah, because he pre-orders something every day.
Oh my god.
I that's borderline not exaggerating.
Yeah, I know you're not. Like, that's... So
Can't go a week of him saying that, oh, look at this Kickstarter I just backed.
Oh, so in other words, what you're saying is he's to you what you are to me. Oh,
Yeah,
hey.
except I don't ever buy shit that he posts because his shit don't look good.
Oh, yeah, true. But yeah, you're kind of an instigator with shopping.
Well, I mean, I was the one that instigated him in that hobby in the first place, so.
Yeah. You're like, my job is done.
Caleb says she is back.
Hey, girl. I meant to ask you, how are things there in Florida? Land of the gators and the meth heads. Not calling you meth head. I'm just saying I watch the news. Like,
Florida man strikes back.
I can't think of Florida without thinking of zombie dude. Like, the first case of bath salts. I'm glad that shit didn't take off.
Caleb is asking if she can pop in Discord.
Of course. Let's see. Da-da-da-da. Oh, wait. There's Merritt. Merritt's still there, but I just dragged Merritt in whether he wanted to be here or not.
Quit kidnapping people, Dave. It's not appropriate.
And I'm looking for you, Tail Whip.
If we have inappropriate audio pop in because you dragged in Merritt, it's all your fault for your channel getting demonetized.
Yeah, it's okay.
You have to start a new thing on Twitch.
Let's see. Control V. Wait, you are joined.
I mean, part of the reason why there's always interesting things from Florida is because they have that open reporting law. They have every single police report is open to the public.
There's Tail Whip.
Yep, I'm here.
Hey, girl.
Welcome.
It's been a while.
It has.
That it has.
Everything's been doing good here in Florida so far.
That's good. That's good. No crazies. No, your family's all good and safe.
Yep, we're all good and safe.
That's good to hear.
That's good. So what are you working on?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I've been on GTA mainly all day. What? I have no kids to work on, so what else am I supposed to do?
That's funny. I see.
But hey, I wasn't gonna miss a video.
Thanks. Let's see here. So,
Dave, Leon's asking how's the kit fitting together?
it's actually fitting together really well. If there's one critique with it, it's that the holes are a little bit bigger for the pegs. It's like the peg shrunk a little bit, or the holes got expanded a little bit. But it's actually fit together really well.
Besides that one piece you snapped.
Yeah, but I glued it and it's together. So let me focus on here. Let me turn off that light. Let's see. Can I turn down that overhead? Come on. There we go.
It's annoying.
So
Piece goes up there.
this is what we've got so far. And yes, I know this piece is about to fall off because I did not spot glue that one. But no, everything's actually fit together fairly well. I think I need to heat these vents a little bit just to get them to pop in there. Head, everything's been going together really well. I'm happy with it. Nothing crazy. Nothing super floppy loose other than these back panels, and that's only because I hadn't done just like a dab of glue like I'm doing right now.
Looks like a pretty cool kit so far.
I like it. Like the master grade was perfectly fine. There was nothing wrong with the master grade. But I would
I see.
I wanted to see what this resin dress up kit, because they call it a conversion. I consider it a dress up because it's not converting it from one thing to another thing. All right, come on. Turn the light back on. Go. And let's see. What all gets changed on here? So shoulders are different. Biceps are different. Pop all of this apart. That's gonna pop off. And that's gonna pop apart.
Oh, those are weld lines. Well, I'll be damned.
Did you say weld lines?
Yeah. I forgot this is actually a tank kit, and so they actually sculpted their own actually weld lines.
Oh. I was gonna say,
like,
that sounds familiar, like they did on the Macross kit.
I was like, man, that shit's really rough. What the hell happened? So I thought I was maybe an idiot like 3 or 4 years ago and decided to scratch up shit with a knife. But I also remembered I wasn't that stupid 4 years ago. So I was like, that wasn't me. That's actually surprising to see. Because that's something you're supposed to do yourself as a tank modeler.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they only did it on these like 4 tiny tarts and nowhere else in the whole fucking kit.
Who's the maker of the kit?
It's Volks.
Oh, okay. I was gonna.
It's part of their weapon line. So basically, their military scale kits. But this kit's a tank kit, but it's from like a fantasy game.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a slightly sciencey, fantasy type tank because they use their own special energy.
Gotcha.
It glows. Glowing energy. Nori said he came back from lunch.
Hey, what's going on, Nori?
Okay, so those all go on the top. I'm surprised how fast it's coming together, Dave.
I know, me too.
It's like 3 times as fast as it normally is.
Well, it probably helps that my back isn't killing me because I took a tramadol before the show. So.
Nori says he is still waiting for the camera.
Oh, was it supposed to come in today? And which camera did you get? I know you mentioned that you were getting one. I just don't remember you mentioning what camera you went with. Man, if I can end up picking up that switcher thing, that's going to be so nice. At least from my standpoint for ease. For those of you wondering what I'm rambling about, I ended up accidentally finding a review on a piece of kit from, I want to say Red Dragon, but that's not right. Red Studios. They make camera equipment, stuff like that, and it's a studio. It's a mini studio HDMI camera switcher and stuff. You can have effects like transitions, fades, things like that, but you can also have audio inputs and up to 4 HDMI plugged into the back of it at the same time. Right now, with the computer setup I have, I can only run 1 HDMI into the computer, and my face camera, this one right here, I have going out as a USB, so the computer reads it as a webcam. With this new kit, I can literally plug in and have better quality in everything. Doesn't matter what the camera is. I can set them all at 60 frames, whatever. Now the downside is it only outputs 1080, but that's all I stream anyway. So, and that's how I record everything. I don't do 4K. So it's a little. I mean, it's not. I shouldn't say it's not pricey. Like, it's pricey, but for what it is and what it does, I don't consider it pricey.
Yeah, it's definitely an investment.
Yeah. So, did I hear Merritt?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Did you even realize I drug you in here?
Not earlier, no.
I was like, oh, hey, look, he's in the live chat on the side.
I was here for most of the time.
Oh, okay. Like,
I told Dave not to kidnap people that unaware.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so here's this. Boop. So
I literally just got to go and plug in my did the leveling, plus in all the
oh,
plug
that's
in my
right.
USB and start printing.
That's right. You were
Nice.
setting up your printer thing.
Excited to see how that comes out.
Yeah, I'm hoping with the stuff I learned at the first one, it just goes well. And it's okay.
That's always the hope. SD Hobby says, hello, Dave and everyone.
Hey, what's going on? I'm setting up something similar to you, but I don't do face cams. Ah, people want to see your face, Nori. But I completely...
It's the teasing, man. It's the teasing.
Let's see here.
One day, it's like the grand mystery. People are
Right.
gonna find out what he actually looks like.
Let's see here.
Make an event of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Leon says, I'm glad It's a Gunpla mentions you occasionally, even though he's talking shit about me. Or I never would have found out about your channel. Well, thank you, Leon. SD Hobby, he's translating into Korean. Hello, Dave and everyone. I love SD Hobby. He's so funny. The capture cards were very expensive. Yeah. And SD Hobby says, oh my god. I don't know why. Oh my god. But
The hell you do, Dave?
I don't know. Well, I put up the shill channels and I have his channel in there. I have for a long time, so. I've got Merritt's and Leona's and Nori. No, if you see my face, you'd be forced to go on a diet. Oh, whatever, dude. Whatever. I've never seen a Zaku warrior resin before. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I really like it.
Just came out, actually. Came out pretty recently.
Mm-hmm. I think they did a regular Zaku, and I mean, I don't have interest in another Zaku resin kit. There's so many of them.
Legato, I think it's mostly due to the fact that It's a Gunpla likes Dave to do fitting videos on how like issues of resin kits and stuff.
And actually
And
complete
Dave-
them.
And Dave has a very short attention span, and he never finishes a kit.
Yeah.
If you're
No.
ever expecting to see a finished kit from this channel, I'm sorry to say you're gonna be sorely disappointed.
And when I get to some of mine, I'm just like, this conversion kit's really cool and all, but
Yeah.
If Dave ever puts paint on a kit, just know the apocalypse is happening the next day.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad that way. So it's not that it's a Gunpla and I have any kind of beef or anything like that. It's nothing like that. I give him shit because he gives me shit about not finishing, like doing whole walkthroughs on how kits go together. Mostly, I think a lot because he's looking for how to maybe finalize something or because
Across problem areas.
yeah, and I don't end up doing it because I get distracted very easily. But me doing these live streams like this, it actually keeps me yeah, it keeps me focused on doing this. And a lot of times I'm like, nobody wants to watch this because it's boring. It's me sanding, it's me just chit-chatting with you guys, which I enjoy extremely. But then I kind of
I think some people enjoy it. I mean, some people just want to see how other people work. So I don't think it's a bad thing to show.
Yeah. Well, part of me went, you know what? I'm going to end up doing this crap anyway. Like, I might as well just do it and not be watching Cats Gone Wild and just stream it. So
that's kind of, yeah, back to it. What are we doing? This is maybe a little bit more boring to do on a film video.
Yeah. I would say it probably wouldn't be bearable for viewers if you didn't interact, but you do talk and respond, so I think that helps.
yeah.
SD Hoppy says he doesn't understand your voice at 90%, but he really likes the atmosphere, so that's why he can't help but turn on the live.
Oh.
And Nori TV says, I thought it'd be alright if I bought a camera. I realized I had to buy a lot of other accessories too. My wallet is getting thinner.
Yeah.
No kidding.
All our wallets are on a diet this year because we're compensating for stress with buying new toys
Yeah.
and tools.
Yeah, I bought so many like fighting, miscellaneous stuff that's not even tools, it's just like film sport stuff.
Yeah, I feel you.
Bought so many clamps and arm stuff.
I finally got a webcam because I needed it for classes. Because we need webcam to show our face that we're actually not fucking around.
Anyone at my studio has seen my face for one guy in my team saw me. I went to the studio once. Generation tool.
Nice.
It's the only time I've been in the studio since. It was really strange going. Like ghost town.
So I'm gonna spot clear that.
Like 800 there's
Yeah, that metal structure.
5% there.
So Dave, want to make a bet what the new metal structure figure is gonna be? That's gonna be well over $1,000.
Luckily, I don't ever have interest in those, but
It looks like it's gonna be red.
Oh God. Well, it can only be two things that are red, either Sinanju or Sazabi, and I'm going to lean toward Sinanju. I don't. Well, it's probably a Sazabi.
Probably.
Yeah.
It would make a good pairing with the new.
Mm-hmm.
Nori says, the more I broadcast, the thinner my purse gets.
Dude, I have literally, like, I keep, over time, I keep buying and adding to the gear, which we talked about earlier, I see as an investment. But, there has to be a stopping point. Now the good thing was, like, I just completely remodeled the whole studio, so I built some stuff out of scraps and stuff that I had in a box of extra wires and everything else, so there are benefits, but yeah. I know people say that you can start YouTube on just using your phone, but it becomes addictive if you want to take it serious and keep getting into it.
That's like audio quality, but it's like, well, if 4K or something.
You're cutting in and out, Merritt.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure if it's because your mic is going too high.
I can turn him down.
Well, I think it would have to be on his end for his
yeah,
mic, because it sounds like it's going over what the mic is able to record.
Oh yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a lot louder than you were the other night.
Okay.
Which is, I mean,
Trying to
louder is
compensate.
good. The louder is good. It's just it's probably going too high for the mic to register.
There you go. Hopefully that's a little bit better.
Yeah, it sounds like you're not cutting in and out right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Steph says I'm still sick and waiting for results with no energy. So listening is great. I'll have a late lunch listening to your pleasant conversation. Thank you. Steph's Kit says Rick Dom. Metal structure is going to be.
That'd be cool.
It would be make a lot of people angry, but it's the hero we need.
Go more obscure the better.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much no matter what it is, I won't end up getting it because it'll be too damn expensive. Like, I didn't end up getting the new. I heard it was nice. It's a Gunpla got one, though even he had some complaints about it, I think.
Yeah, wasn't there some weird like nub marks and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
And oh yeah, and his biggest complaint was pretty much no matter what part you moved, it made that plasticky, creaky sound.
Hmm.
Which I mean,
Well, I mean, it's for
you can't really,
posing,
you can't avoid that anyways because it is mostly plastic, right? The only metal is actually the die-cast frame, which is nothing new for Bandai.
Though I would imagine it would be like a little more solid, being as much as it was. I would imagine that.
I mean, it would have actually, if they wanted to add more metal, it would have to be like triple the cost, and they were already pushing the price point.
Yeah.
To what people would pay for. I mean, now they're realizing there's a bit more of a market, so it looks like they're pushing for another structure figure pretty early on.
Yeah. What was it? People are already like scalping the RX on. Someone was telling me about that. I think it was Dr. Hassoun was telling me on Instagram that.
The PG?
Yeah, people are already scalping $500, $600, things like that.
Wow.
I mean, people stupid enough to pay for that. It's ridiculous.
It's gonna come out later again. There's
already a pre-order wave, second pre-order wave for like I think March or April.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
and
not going to
I
be.
think I have one, but
here's the thing, though. Like, I understand some people might be trying to pay the extra because they want it for Christmas. Fact of the matter is, there's no way it's coming on Christmas.
Yeah.
There's no way
you
you're getting
get
it.
a nice receipt in your stocking or something.
Yeah, there's no way it's gonna arrive. Like, there's no way you can get it in time for Christmas. Like, Japan just opened small parcel shipping, which is still very slow, and it's coming out like towards the end of December.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're hoping to get that, paying the extra to get it as a Christmas gift, you're gonna be sorely disappointed because it's not gonna arrive on time, which is like unfortunate for people to hear, but that's more or less the reality.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten lucky with my GK shipments through DHL because they haven't had an issue shipping out with DHL. The last package, which was this guy, was the longest I've ever had to wait for a DHL package. Like, it sat in LA for I think 3 days. Usually packages, when they ship them out, are here within like 72 hours. And I honestly don't mind spending the extra $10. Yeah, that's the only thing that I don't get with them is, so like the Ryu, it was $35 for the shipping, but they don't specify whether that's express shipping or not, because some kits are express shipping. So I always end up tagging the, spend the extra $10 for the DHL, of which they always charge me the $10 for the DHL. And I think the High New had the DHL shipping included, but I can't remember. But I mean, I don't mind even at that. I don't mind spending the extra, especially when my other options are having it sent through the post.
But yeah,
I would like it, and I would like my package not to be round.
do you hear about some of the shit going on with DHL right now, Dave?
What?
Some of the statue groups, people were reporting that DHL is like not shipping their shit, even though they pay them for shipping.
Yeah,
and then they're asking like, what is it for? What is it? What factory made your product and shit?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty fucking crazy.
Coming out of China?
Well, not even just coming out of China, just
in general.
In general.
Oh wow.
Like people getting shipped international.
That's crazy.
They're asking what's going to be used for. It's like it's a fucking thing I'm just gonna stick in my room. What the fuck you think I'm gonna do with it?
Man, some of the shipping companies they're kind of shady as shit. Like in one of the scooter groups that I'm in, this guy bought a scooter from another person. The person took photos of it being packaged in a box, and then basically how it was when it shipped out. And like 3 times, this was by UPS, 3 times it said the package was out for delivery, and it never arrived. And he called, and they're like, "Oh, we can't find it." Da 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 da. And then miraculously, one day it finally shows up. It is literally in like a folded over piece of cardboard. Now this is like a 50-pound scooter. It's in a folded over piece of cardboard that's taped shut. Someone had literally cut the wire and removed the back motor and wheel. It was all banged up, like someone had been riding the shit out of it and then crashed it.
Jeez.
And then other people started chiming in that they know people that work at the UPS hubs that crap like that ends up happening all the time. They freaking hide shit like behind bins, and unless someone ends up complaining and they basically get caught. Oh look, we finally found it. I'm like, because I remember one of our friends, John, it wasn't Nick. Who was it that, I feel bad, I can't remember his name. His grandmother passed away. He worked for UPS at the airport, unloading the planes. I know he did like some graphic design and stuff like that. He's the one that made the he's the one that made the stupid meme of me throwing money.
You mean the best scary memes?
Yeah, the best. Now
Spider-Man Gary.
Fuck. I remember he talked about, of course this was several years ago, like when they showed up for work, they weren't allowed to take their phones, they weren't allowed to do this, they were patted down when they ended up leaving, especially when like the iPhones came out. So it sounds like they've kind of gotten a little lax, but since then they've also gotten bombarded with being Amazon minions.
That is true.
Okay. Pop you up. Come on. Okay, I don't care which part of you comes out.
I got a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
What is a good price for the HMM DCSJ Shield Liger? Because I've been seeing them anywhere from 140 and up.
That seems excessive. John?
What's
That's
the
what
exact
I'm
name?
thinking.
What is the exact name? Which
I
shield
think
liger in particular?
I think it's the DCSJ is what it's called. It's basically
The one with the two
black
guns?
shield liger with the 2 guns on the back.
That came out a while ago, so that does sound about right, actually.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it ever got a second run. But I can look around. Yeah, it came out last year. Almost exactly a year ago. So getting that at a good price is probably not possible. The thing of Zoid kits is if you don't pre-order them or get them within the first month of them being coming out, you're most likely paying close to double afterwards.
The only 2 kits that I got when they first came out was the Supernova Mugen Liger and the repackaged version of the Liger Zero Panzer.
Yeah, I mean the Supernova though is a Chinese brand, and they shit out kits constantly. Zoids Kotobukiya, they only make as many kits as they think is going to sell. They will never overproduce kits. And that's their standard practice for selling kits. They're not like Bandai; they can't afford a big loss on kits. They only make the amount that will sell. They're not like Bandai making 10,000 Sinanjus and selling them all within the first month. They've gotten burned on kits before. Like I think the Raft clans didn't sell as well as they hoped, and that shit was on short sales in Japan for like a year, and that shit needed to be off the shelves in the first like 3 months. And it's also the Shield Liger, the DCSJ is also not something in a TV show, so that automatically means that they make less of it, because just like Bandai, they believe that whatever shows on TV show will be more popular, which is true. So they don't tend to make as much of stuff like that. But you're gonna end up having to save up and pay that bigger budget price for stuff like that. But that's why generally, especially for bigger Zoid kits, you want to order when they come out. Those aren't things you can like wait on and try to get like a decent price later. That's unfortunately how it is for the Zoids kits, and people know it, so a lot of people are willing to scalp up on them as well. People have been scalping on Zoid kits for like at least a decade now, because they know they're always worth money. Like they're always gonna, like any of the decent sized dinos or cat Zoids, they're worth like, they know they can easily get double price if they hold on to it for like a year. So it's unfortunate, but that's the situation, and has been for a while.
Yeah, that is true. But the Supernova Mirasame Liger was actually a pretty good kit.
I'm aware, but it's also nowhere near as intricate as the HMM ones.
It may not be as intricate, but at least it's made better than the HMM kits are.
I disagree with that, but
mine that I've had it in the same position, and I've even played around with it and everything constantly, and the joints still haven't gotten loose on it. The only nitpick that I had about it was the fins around the head kept coming off.
Yeah, I think it's... oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I think it all depends. You can have decent ones, but God, any of the Zoid kits, like the actual Kotobukiya HMM ones I've had, like, have been freaking solid. Sometimes too solid.
I know when I got the repackaged version of the Liger Panzer, I had to do a method that was really weird for the tail joint. I had to take a little bit of model kit glue, put it on the little peg that the little joint piece goes onto for it to turn around and bend. And then I had to put a little piece of paper towel around it, let it dry, and then I took it off. And then the joint part was able to go on pretty quick and actually be tight enough to not be too tight and stress apart, but it was also loose enough to where it can be moved around. Surprisingly, my uncle taught me that. And he don't do model kits. He does, he's a mechanic.
Okay, boys and girls. Let me run through the chat real quick. Wifey Sauce just texted me. She's on the way back, so going to slowly back out. Speak to everyone soon. Good night. Night Merit.
I see you.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon.
What's that?
Talk to you soon.
Oh. All right, so yeah, they're doing some wild kits. They don't look hot. 135th scale. But the Liger is identical size to the 172 ones. All right. So I'm going to bounce out, guys. I got to go make wifey dinner. Depending on what's going on tomorrow night, I'll probably, because I'll be restless, other than getting the bags packed for leaving Friday morning, I may do another live, not this long, tomorrow, and finish up the bottom half of this guy. I mean, I've got, other than 4 pieces on the one arm, I've got the head, the chest, the waist, and the arms done. I just need to do 2 legs, 2 feet, and the weapons pack, and this guy will be pretty much done, ready for the review, and maybe some primer. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Yes, I have my arm behind me. That's why I look like I have no arm right now. But thank you everybody for stopping by. Definitely stay tuned, because as soon as the Yaoland High New shows up, I will be doing a sneak peek for you guys on that, and then an actual unboxing. I'm more interested in looking at the manual than anything, because it looks like a freaking encyclopedia. And then for the Ryu, when it gets here, again, thank you everyone. And anybody got anything to say before bounce out? Oh wait, Merritt's already done. Tail Whip, got anything to say before we go?
It was just good talking to you again.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime that you are here and you want to stop by, definitely just give me a holler and I'll drag you in. Leon says.
Alrighty.
Leon says, Steph says, a good night, everybody. And then Leon says, see you everyone tomorrow. And thank you, John, for stopping by, hanging out with me. And,
always a pleasure.
I will catch you on the Facebook. And
Sounds good.
I will throw up some last minute shills. There's a, it's not letting me post. I don't know why all of a sudden. But anyway, definitely there's a down in the description, there's a link to Galactic Toys. Click that, use code Starshadow for 10% off anything on there. Keep your receipts, you will need them starting the end of this month, and I will let you guys know why in an official video. As usual, thanks guys, peace out, see you in the next one.
Adios.